Good morning. It's Saturday morning. It's snowing outside, and I'm working in my bedroom because it's just kind of fun. A little bit later, my husband will be up here. We'll hang out together. That's what I do a lot of my weekends. You know, he's 19 years older than me, and I know my days with my husband are numbered because people die. I'm not saying there's any reason why he's going to today or tomorrow, but you treasure the time that you have. You know, I had a discussion, and this is completely off the subject of what I just said, but I had a discussion on my wall last night, and a couple of people said that they were not able to get anybody to join them in their business. And it doesn't matter if I'm talking about the one I represent, which is Empower Network, or anything else. I want to address something here because it's important. In my opinion, and I've seen it happen to almost everybody else that I've been in contact with, there is a period of struggle and learning before somebody gets to the point where they have the knowledge and the skill to actually accomplish what they want. Now, myself or anyone like me can teach, can show, but you still have to go through that process yourself. I can't take off the top of my head and dump out what's in there and put it in your head, and you suddenly have all of that knowledge and it works and you get it. You know, the actual discussion started out with me talking about Empower's Payday. You know, there's been many days in many different companies that I have not had payday. I know how that feels, but I also know that there's a process you have to go through with any company that you're part of, no matter what it is. And learning how to represent yourself well so that people are trusting you and want to be part of what you're doing. That takes time and energy, and it takes some faith too. So don't give up just because something might not be working properly for you at this point. Don't give up because you think everyone else is successful and you're not. I've been there. I know what that feels like. But I also know that if you keep going and if you keep believing and you find the right tools and training, that's one of the things that really is important. Sure, you can go out there and do like so many people have done, and I have done, and you find pieces here and pieces there and pieces somewhere else, but that just leads to more frustration, because that's where I went. I was in a lot of frustration because I didn't have it all. But one of the things David Wood said recently, and it's really true, I'm finding it to be true, you have to go through the frustration first. You know, even we had the Oscars just recently, and I look at all those actors, and it looks like they won in the very first time that they've done anything, but that's not really true. If you really sat down and talked to them, every one of them would tell you a story of frustration, of failure, of pain, of difficulty, because that's part of the process. Allow yourself to go through that process. That's the only way you learn, and it's important. And I hope this really helps you today. I'm sharing it up on the net, even though it's not going to be on the blog until probably Monday. But I really want you to think about this. Frustration is not a bad thing. Frustration leads you to something. It makes you go seek out what you need. You have to have that. If everything was smooth and perfect all the time, you wouldn't really have any ambition. You really wouldn't. It has to have some frustration. You have to have some failure. You have to have some of that stuff happen. Is it fun? No. Never fun. But it's part of the process you must go through. So you need to think about it. Yeah, of course I'm going to end this the way I always do. You can get a lot more from Empower, and I just went through a new course by somebody that is really, really successful. And I was just really kind of disappointed at how little was really there in comparison to what I get from Empower. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't get it elsewhere. That doesn't mean you won't find it in pieces all over the net. But man, why would you go through that frustration? I did, and it was hard. It was difficult, really, really difficult. And there was a lot of pieces missing I never found. Just finishing all of the 15K, and I'm going to go through it a second time, I'm just amazed at how much was shared just in that program alone. You got all the answers. You're part of it now, and you should be using all those products. If you're not part of it, why not? This is Lynda Cromar, and you have an awesome weekend. And we'll talk soon. Bye for now.